All right, so I'm currently working on the Dezi Clone War video. Currently, I'm spending a lot of time rotoscoping. So basically what I'm going to show you here quickly is why rotoscoping takes so long. That is a fine looking young lady right there. Okay, so basically what happens is I've cut up a short, I don't know, I think it's like a couple second segment of Dezi walking through a forest scene, and I'm chopping her out because what I want to do is I want to have several characters dressed differently walk through the same scene. So it's a static shot, just different people or different versions of Dezi. So what I need to do is chop them out. The easiest thing probably would have been to green screen it, but whatever. Doing it this way. So I've chopped up a couple second segment here into multiple 2-second versions. It just makes it easier because the files get quite large and it gets unresponsive when you're rotoscoping something that big. Currently what I'm doing is as it advances one frame, it will do its best, the computer will, to pick the item that you're sort of designating within that pink line. It doesn't always work, especially when the colors are similar, or if the object starts to blur. What tends to happen is things get out of focus and then it can't really pick up a solid line. So you've got to sort of go back in and pick out those shapes as best you can. As you can see, certain areas are still sort of jagged. I leave those till the end, and then what I do is I run it's an edge filter, and it smooths everything out. You can adjust everything, but do that at the end, otherwise it just sucks up all your computer memory and you're left with super slow-mo, and nobody likes that. So again, I'm picking up all the little jagged edges, trying to smooth them out. Make sure you check out Dezi Desire. She's all over the interweb. Some of the pictures are probably not safe for work, but you will enjoy them. As you can see, this is not a fast process. I mean, it's fairly fast considering the technology we have, but it's still, you know, you have to go through it frame by frame, make sure everything's perfect, you know. Tweaking the gun. The gun's got a lot of highlights blown out in there, so, you know, pick stuff up, especially with the background. You know, there's a bit of blurring going on with the trigger sight there, so that's a bit of an issue. It looks rough right now, but when you play it back at full speed in an actual video, it blends everything in perfectly. As you can see here, it's a bit blurry down by the leg. The forward left leg is moving, and that blur sort of blends it with the foreground, and it just creates a schmozzle there with the rotoscoping. Back leg is stationary. Everything's quite easy to do on that. Get in there around the buttocks. Just wanted to say buttocks. 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 Dezi has a nice set of buttocks. The red is the subtract mode. The green is the add mode, if you haven't figured that out already. Subtract. Didn't quite work. Add. Now you want to sort of subtract and add as little as possible, because what it does is it builds up a file database. So every time you do click that, it's increasing your file size. So if you pick something and it screws up and goes all wonky on you, it's sometimes better to undo it than just to continue on. So don't pick, subtract like I'm doing here. You do need a fast computer to do this, but most computers these days are generally quite quick. Buttocks. And that's the completion of another frame. Moving on to the next frame. jaggeds. Get rid of those damn little jaggeds. Fucking jaggeds, I hate them. I want to do some green screen stuff, way easier than actually pulling objects out of backgrounds. But that will be another video. Buttocks. Alright, so I'm basically removing the last couple little pieces here. There's a bit of blur going on, so it's hard to differentiate for the computer which is the background and the foreground. So, you know, it does its best, but there's a lot of picking back and forth, as you can see. It's a bit of a fine science. Not really, but it's time consuming, I'll tell you that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go double check. Yes, it's all done. We're going to switch it on. There you can see everything that's masked off and still retain your background. And then I'm going to go down to the alpha channel, and there's your alpha mat. Still looking a bit rough, but it's not fine-tuned. And that's basically what I've been doing without showing you the finished movie. Hope you've enjoyed it, and look forward to showing you some finished stuff here in another month or two. Thank you very much. This is Michael Fromberg signing out. Interweb people. Bye-bye.